Hello and welcome to the new channel. This is GTrealm and we are going to be concentrating purely on Gran Turismo Sport because it's the only game I play really. Even though I have got this t-shirt on, I don't really play it. It's just, you know, I thought, oh, I saw that in Tesco's. I thought, I'll have that. Anyway, I digress. The channel will be all about GT Sport and how to get better at it. We'll be doing live streams of races and stuff that I'll be in. We'll be doing tutorials on how to get a bit quicker. If you're new to the thing or new to driving, basic setups, whether you're using a controller or a wheel. I'll show you my setup in a bit because this is obviously the introduction video to the whole channel. So I'll show you what I've got and what I'm using and the mods I've done and stuff like that to the pedals and things. Every little bit helps for you to improve, to get them a little bit more better times. Do you know what I mean? You'll always be seeking for it. I have a friend who's always harping on about conspiracy theories about why he can't get any quicker. One day he'll be driving badly and the next minute he's driving the same, but he's getting better results. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Please leave them in the comments if you believe him or not, and maybe we can get a bit of a conspiracy theory going in the comments. There are other channels out there that are doing the same thing. I thought I'd have a go, give it a go, see if we can do something a bit different. I want to air more on the sort of funny side, comedy side of the whole streaming and the streaming of GT Sport and stuff, because it all gets a bit too serious. You know, when people are racing and stuff, or the YouTuber themselves are racing, they tend to be a bit, you know, get out my way, don't, you know, I don't know. They want people to play super fair, and that's fair enough. But it's a video game at the end of the day, and people just want to have fun. And someone might get their rocks off by sending you into, you know, the next realm in terms of knocking you off the track and stuff like that. It's up to you whether you want to rise above it or just get involved and have a smash fest, which is, you know, probably what I'm going to do on some of my videos, because I'm not a saint. So, do you know what I mean? We'll be smashing a few people into the wall if they deserve it, of course. And that's about it. But in terms of things we're going to be doing, we're going to be teaching you how to get a bit quicker. So how to approach corners in and out, how to learn tracks, different tips and stuff on how to get quicker and what you should be doing, and whether that be on a controller or on a wheel. I'll be live streaming as well, so you know, whoever's joining the YouTube channel, if you've got a PS4, you know the handle, just hit the friends button and we can get some rooms organised and you can come and be on the telly. I will show you my setup that I'm using. It's not, you know, we're not talking thousands of pounds here. You know what I mean? It's just a basic, normal, average Joe setup with an average Joe driver who I'm hoping will get better. Because obviously as I'm teaching you, I'll be teaching myself and I'll be telling you how to do stuff by doing it myself. So you'll be able to see whether it's working when I start improving, basically. Not that I'm absolutely rubbish at the minute, I'm not. But you know, there's definitely room for improvement. There always is. So, you know, but we'll have fun with it. It's not just gonna be sit down, right, Timothy. I suggest you buckle down and you know, 12 hours a day of driving to get to the top of the list. Nah. We're going to have fun, because at the end of the day, it is a video game. And, you know, unless you want to do it for real, then go and do it for real. Why bother on the game? We don't do it for real because we can't afford to, because it's too bloody expensive. Whereas this, cheap as chips. And with the setup I've got, won't break the bank. And you'll feel competitive and, you know, get the feel of what it's like to be a race car driver or racing on the track. So without further ado, let's carry on and go to the next segment, which is equipment. Okay, so what we have here is we are using a G29 Logitech wheel with pedals. Here it is on a PS4 Pro. Oh, there are watches. Pedals are a bit hidden because it's a bit of a makeshift setup in terms of I've got the telly set up basically on a chair. But, you know, needs must. 27-inch monitor from LG, and we got a play seat, as you can see, which is the whole rig, if you know what I mean. As you can tell. We've got the shifter, not that I use it much to be honest, I hardly use it at all, I don't even know why I got it to be honest, but I should take it off and just use the plate for me brew when we're racing, you know what I mean? If you're going to race, you need a brew, don't you? Do you mean? You can't be just racing and not having some quenchy thirst fluids sat next to you. The actual headset I'm using is a pair of eBay specials. Check them out. Yeah, I think these cost about £7, but the microphone on it's really good. If you want to plug them into your PC, you can with a USB, and they all light up blue around the outside, which is quite funky. But the actual audio and stuff is really good. I plug it into the controller normally and talk to people and do the online stuff that way. So that's basically how we're set up. And obviously now we're going to be streaming. I've had to make some changes to this because obviously I make music. That's the other thing I do. So hence why this side of the room is a complete shambles in terms of a mess. But also everything's a bit all over the place because we're upgrading parts of the PC so we can do some streaming. So we've got some bits already. So we've got the capture card. Capture card, which we're that's the wrong way around. So try to get the right way around for you. There you go. So it's the AGP Tech capture card, which we're using to capture all the stuff from the PS4, and then we're going to plumb it into the PC. But the problem I have at the moment is I don't have any USB 3.0 sockets on it. So I've ordered a board, which we're going to put in, and then that'll have its full bandwidth then, because at the moment we've just got USB 2, which is just not cutting it in terms of the bandwidth that the capture card needs to get a decent enough picture. It's doing 720 just about, but it just looks a bit too smudgy, so I want to get the 3.0 in there so we can take full advantage of the card and just get it as clear as possible, especially for the streams and stuff, but as well as the screen capturing for any recorded stuff that I'll be doing, which I'll be doing a lot of, especially with the tutorial stuff. There's no point doing that live. And then obviously with the live stream software that I'm using, the video card that I had wasn't good enough. So I went on eBay, as you do, and bought myself a Radeon HD6070, which is absolutely doing the trick. It's more than powerful enough to do what we need to do. At the moment the CPU is an old one because this is an old computer. It's got a Q600 in it. It's not even overclocked. It's got 8 gig of RAM, but I've just ordered another CPU. I think it's a Q9, what was it? It's a Q9 something, 98. It's still a 775 socket CPU, but it's a 3 gigahertz 4 core, which when I've stuck it in, I'll overclock it to about, I don't know, 3.84 gig or something, which it'll sit at nicely, and that should well improve my streaming abilities with the computer, and also speed up like the editing and stuff like that, because it'll actually improve the music as well, because I've been struggling with my soft synths on my productions and stuff. It's just been running out of juice in general, but I haven't got the money to buy a new one or upgrade the whole thing, so never mind. Anyway, so this is the equipment that we're using, or will be using once it's all installed. I'm also going to order a couple of webcams, so we can have a webcam on me and the steering, and I'm going to have this angle, as you can see there. I'm going to set up an angle there just for the pedal, so you can see when I'm hitting my brake and the accelerator. And speaking of brake and accelerator, as you can see, there's a middle pedal missing, and it's not that it's missing. I've swapped the brake for the clutch, so I've swapped these two pedals about. So I took them out, put the brake pedal over there, I put the clutch one in the middle, and took the plate off. Because when your feet are together like this, yeah, and especially on this particular setup with this centre bar, your legs at a slight angle like that on the brake, and it doesn't half hurt your knee after a while. Whereas the setup I've got now, it's just like that. It's dead comfy, you can play for hours. We never use the clutch anyway because it's on Gran Turismo, so what's the point? So that's basically why I've done that. I've also got a brake mod for the brake pedal, which gets rid of, there's like a rubber notch in the G29 pedals, where it sort of pushes to a point, then it hits a rubber block, which gives you resistance to give you a better pedal feel. I got rid of that and bought on eBay again. I can't remember the name of the company, but there's if you look online, you can find him easily enough. And he does like a little 3D printed. Sponge, which twists into the spring. So when you go to compress the spring, it's just it makes it really hard. So you get better pressure feel, which is what you want. Because when it feels better, it's just easier to control and modulate. I didn't make any changes to the throttle, but I am going to swap the clutch spring for the accelerator spring. So that sounds a bit confusing, but I'm going to basically use the clutch spring in the accelerator so that I can have a bit more resistance on the accelerator pedal. Again, so I can just modulate it a bit better. The other thing I've done to the pedals is when I took them apart, there's like a little piston set up in here. They're both plastic, but I took them apart because on the accelerator in particular, there was like notches where you'd sort of press the pedal slowly, and then it would stop like it's caught on something. And you'd apply more pressure, and then eventually it'd just go whoop, like that and carry on. So it was like sticking, and it was really annoying, especially when you're trying to slowly apply some accelerator. When you're slowly trying to, God, I can't speak, and it sort of went in notches like this. And it was really annoying, so I couldn't get any smooth acceleration when I was needing it, so I'd end up being like smooth, stopped, and then back on, it'd be like full, and you'd either just have an arse end that's trying to come round on you, or understeer if you're driving a front wheel drive car. So it was just generally annoying. So what did I do? Took them apart and I applied a load of copper grease to the pistons themselves, and now they're smooth as a babby's bottom in terms of how you put them on. They don't stick at all, jobs are good. And that's it. I am using gloves. These are basically bicycle gloves, fingerless, but they've got these little gel pads on the back. Now, they're not obviously racing gloves in that respect, but these do help in terms of like reducing wear on your hands when you've been playing along for a long time, especially if the force feedback's on quite strong, if you like it like that. But it just gives you better grip and feel of the actual wheel itself. Other than that, that's it. That's all we need, and the game. So gloves, wheel, chair not necessary if you've got a way to mount your wheel on something. Obviously a PS4, Gran Turismo, and screen to play with, and your pedals, and you're good to go. Or you don't have a wheel, you just have a controller and your PS4 and your screen. We were all on controllers at the beginning. I was a controller weapon at one point. So yeah, that's about it for the equipment anyway. So that concludes our equipment. It's basic, it's all you need. It's just a game at the end of the day. I know you can go like crazy with the money. If we get big enough, you never know, we might end up being sponsored by someone like Fanatec, or the people who make the actual rigs themselves might want to get on board if we get big enough, which I'm hoping we do, because I'd like to do this full time, but you know, it's early days at the moment. We need over 1,000 subs before I can start making any money. I do want to grow the channel. I want to make it as big as it can be. The others have got fairly biggish channels, 20,000 plus subscribers. Some of them have got over 200,000, but they've been going a while, so you know, you'd expect them to have big numbers. But I'd like to grow the channel. Plus, obviously on the channel we're going to be going forward in terms of keeping up with the Joneses, in terms of like when the PS5 comes out, I'll be getting it, which means I'll be wanting the new Gran Turismo, which could be Gran Turismo 7, hopefully. And that's going to look amazing, and we will be starting from scratch on that, so there'll be loads of videos on that, even like the first download of the game, because I probably won't buy the disc, I'll just download it, and I'll be capturing everything, and I'm probably going to do a video of me receiving a PS5, so I'll probably do a midnight purchase, so standing in a queue waiting for the you know, like I did with me PS3. I stood in a queue in Chorley at a game shop at 12 o'clock. They opened the doors, I was the first one in a massive queue, couldn't believe it. And I was the first one to get a PS4 in that shop, PS3 sorry, in that shop. I was buzzing. And it's actually a good buzz, but we can go and film that. I'll get my gimbal out and we'll go and film people, see how excited they are about getting a PS5 and stuff. And all that good stuff, but that's not till next year. So, but we need to get the channel up and running and get into the groove, try and find some sort of rhythm of how we're going to do stuff. I need to get busy with other things like logos. I might get some merch on the go if you fancy some of that. Make some suggestions for us that you'd like to see. That way I'm not guessing. Do you know what I mean? I'll make it as good as I can get it, but if you've got any suggestions that you'd like to see that you're not seeing on any other channels for this type of stuff, bang it in the comments, or hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, which I'll be posting on. There's a Facebook page as well. All of those links will be in the description, which you can click on. If you like the video, please hit the like button, because the like button means a lot and it helps the channel and stuff like that. And obviously subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and share if you want to do us a favour, and together we can build the channel into something quite wonderful. And hopefully the bigger the channel gets, the more, I don't know, interesting the room will start to become in terms of this room, because at the moment it's just magnolia wall and that's your lot, but we'll try and get it bigger. So thank you for your time in watching this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers!